It's Week 7 of the 2027 season. Up next, we'll get a look at Patrick Mahomes. He had the green light to sling it last week, over 450 yards passing. It's the Commanders and the Panthers on Monday Night Prime Time.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Tonight we close out Week 7 with a good Monday night matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Carolina Panthers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what you just talked about. They'll want to be balanced on offense, which means to them, they'll want everyone involved. See if they can get some one-on-ones in the passing game. Maybe identify some situation where they can swing the ball to the backs in space. Even find some spots where they just want to play some old-fashioned power football. As one of the most successful coaches in the league told us once, the definition of balanced offense, that means you can do what you want when you want to, not necessarily just running it 50% of the time and throwing it the same percentage.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. From the 6. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus.
Play action, now it's Tua. And his first pass is incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Here's Tua. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good gain on 1st, has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. Pick up a 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. And again, it's Tagovailoa. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's Washington that scoops it up. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. And he has great speed, defensive back speed. Once he got it and took off, there was no catching it.
And I know every team tells you to hustle no matter what the play, but there was no chance of catching him. Maybe if it had been a defensive tackle running with the ball, but not in this case.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They begin with a run by Smith. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Again, it's Smith. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jamin Davis from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Tua going to throw. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. As we get a peek at the former Red Raider and 10th pick in the 2017 draft, Patrick Mahomes.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And he'll just get rid of it. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Over the middle, the catch made by Mitchell. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Mahomes to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Mahomes Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Mahomes now on first down. It's Williams on the catch. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. And again, it's Mahomes. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there. And I'd go right at him with another momentum play. I'd go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Commanders go up by 2 touchdowns. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score. And then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now a short one to Gesicki. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Looking to pass. Tua. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his 1-on-2 matchup.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Tua to throw again. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Tua now on first down. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now Tua. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he'd throw it downfield to John Stallworth and Lynn Swann. It was gorgeous. Big throws, big plays. Terry Bradshaw.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Tight defense there on 3rd down, but what a product of good coaching and even better execution because he realized he's in field goal range. No sense forcing anything, and he made sure he didn't.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
They go play fake. Mahomes. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
David Ojabo running in to take him down. Now, the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side.
And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40.
A huge play there for Washington. 42 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
On the handoff, Taylor.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter. And it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. And the Panthers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Panthers now set to take over offensively.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. After one, a 14-3 ball game. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
No.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Tua. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yeah.
backside guys,
Meh.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Mahomes.
That's caught left side to tight end Pitts.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just have receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Mahomes going to throw. Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Johnson. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. So a decent gain there, but not their 4th consecutive 1st down like they had on the first 3 plays.
You sound almost disappointed there. You want to fire the offensive coordinator on that one or what?
They got into a rhythm. I thought they were just going to keep going.
Well, almost a win for the defense, but if that's your win, you're not doing very well right now.
Taylor will score. Touchdown, Commanders.
When you talk about a battle being won in the trenches, that touchdown right there, a lot of credit to the offensive linemen.
Yeah, when you watch them surge across the front, they really created great space for the runner to get in.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Panthers about ready to take over.
And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jamin Davis.
That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or two inside the 45-yard line.
So here is Washington now to take over.
Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes.
That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
First and 10, Taylor now. Javon Holland coming up to make the stop. But Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And play each game individually. Many teams talk about being warming up the end of each and every game each week. To me, you got to understand you cannot win the Super Bowl in October.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Forced out to his left.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Jamison Williams
with career touchdown number 60.
And the Commanders are able to add on to their first half lead.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he will lose yardage on the play back at his own 19-yard line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Here's Tua. Over the middle, it's complete. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Tua now on 1st down. And a quick throw here that's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Tua.
He's going to find Gallup here complete.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's
29-yard line. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Tua, they'll set up the screen for Gibson.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. They run the toss now with Gibson.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa steps away to his left. And he will slide to a halt at the end of that one.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. But Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense.
Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing. Change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year.
And they get Tristan Wirfs, first-round pick in 2020.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes.
This one into the hands of Pitts.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 36 yards on the play.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
On the draw is Taylor.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down. Stopped at the Panthers' 42.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
They've moved the ball with relative ease.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw with Mahomes.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Jamison Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead in the 2nd quarter, and already his 2nd touchdown reception.
Absolutely the definition of a difference maker here in this first half. Clearly one of his quarterback's favorite targets in this game, and I figure he's going to draw a little more attention and coverage moving forward.
Carlson on for the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Mahomes now on 1st down.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now here's Mahomes. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. The Dolphins with the kind of victory that could save their season, because there would have been no coming back from 1-6. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Raiders. Justin Fields leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get to Silicon Valley to check on the 49ers at home at Levi Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Green Bay Packers. Wan'Dale Robinson, a touchdown catch in the victory. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And our statisticians gone through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this complete to Mitchell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. To the right side, complete to Taylor. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. And that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Chase Young able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch is called for and taken a few yards across midfield. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And some room to work.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Mahomes.
Throw over the middle, he finds Williams.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 23. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
84 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And the Panthers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here's Gibson to start the drive.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And not much doing there, maybe a yard up to the 23. A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to end up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't getting up today, partly because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. 37 yards on the punt with no return. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes.
That pass caught. It's Williams. Touchdown, Washington. Jamison Williams.
32 yards.
And the Commanders are pouring it on. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And he'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Washington,
their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Meanwhile, for Carolina, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.